Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Guild Wars 2 Go4 monthly final here for September, as we now find ourselves in the grand final, with Orange Logo having made their way through up in the top side of the bracket, and Vermilion, as we've watched them all the way through the lower part, and they are going to be finding themselves against the biggest challenge that they are yet to face. But before we get into our first map, once again, let's take a little bit of a look as to how things are going to play out.
Welcome to the Forest of Niflhel. In this conquest map, players will vie for control of 3 score-generating capture points. Additionally, on each side of the map, there are 2 bosses that grant 25 points and a bonus to all stats to the team that lands the killing strike. The first team to 500 points wins.
Thanks very much, John. It's majestic as always as we now get into our first game here between these two teams. Now, a lot of people are going to expect Orange Logo to be the big favorites here, but what we saw from Vermilion, to be honest, it surprised me. It surprised me there what we saw against Dragons.
Yeah, no, they were very strong. They took on their tactics, they took on what they were trying to do, and they just put it back in their face, basically. I mean, we saw how they sat back on Kylo, like you said, just as we said that, of course, they got the decap. But they had done that for a consistent amount of time to give them the lead they needed to pull back onto that windmill node with 3 men as well and actually come back. There was so much tread play on that map. I haven't seen that much tread play for so long.
Yeah, likewise. It was very interesting.
Like for a long time, maybe. I actually can't remember the tread being used so much.
No, I can't. It was months and months ago. But anyway, let's take a look at the builds, what we see Orange Logo bringing along, and it's double Mesmer. Oh, yes. Exciting stuff here.
We actually saw this lineup played on Sunday in the ESL Go4 Cup on our weekly. Less money, of course. But, you know, it worked out for them pretty well. We're going to go over to Frostball first, as you said, with the Staff and the Great Sword there. He's going to be going over to this Illusions build that we saw as well. And he's going to be picking up Shattered Strength. He's going to be picking up Ineptitude and also Compounding Power as well. The recharge of your Illusions, really pretty good for this team, for his damage as well, his damage potential coming out of that Berserker and also Shatters as well. Helseth, wondering if he's running something very similar. He is indeed. It's actually quite a nice combination of the two. Coming out of that confusion there, of course, as well. It's the one thing that was really noticeable on Sunday was the amount of mobility, obviously, because we've got 2 portals, you know, and Staff.
Yeah.
You know, with this Phage Retreat, the second ability, where you can be very mobile around the map, get out of danger, and 2 Chaos Storms as well, which are just so good for interrupts in terms of, you know, trying to get reses, trying to get downs, and it really does bring out some nice, you know, condition tick damage as well as the interrupts as well, and it really puts people off on getting onto those points. It's going to screw people over, like the Thief and RG, for example, especially. And I'm waiting for Alcor just to see what he is going to do, because we saw something interesting.
There's been some bouncing back and forth here as teams want to try and counter one another, and in the end it's resulted in a lot of deliberation as to how the comps are going to work out.
Yeah, they're really talking in match as well.
Yeah.
This is quite interesting. Anyway, Dagger elements of this going to be played by Minishi, Fireline, Blinding Ashes there as we go over towards Curve, who's playing the same build there as well, going for Vamp and also Celestial. Let me just double check those runes. Yep, same as well. And we are just waiting for Tage to come back into the map. Is it going to be Burn Guardian? Is it going to be Bunker Guardian? We will have to wait and see.
I say there's double dagger elementalists. It's all good. And now Tage is back.
Oh, let's go over to Tage. Oh, he's playing. He did this before.
He did what before? What's going on?
He stuck the Cleric's Amulet in there. Where we're going to be able to tell his build is in the traits. And he is indeed. Yes. Okay. I'm not 100% sure because sometimes he changes this really on the fly, and I think he's got this quite quickly because he's got Soldier's rune in there with Clerics ready for going Bunker, but then, you know, he's got all the rest of the burning stuff going down here as well. So we'll wait and see how well this goes, and he does have Staff ready in there as well as Mace and the Focus. So really, he knows that they're potentially looking at their builds.
Yeah.
So He's just leaving it. He's leaving the surprise factor in. People keep dropping in and out. There's loads of mind games going on at the moment, Kaelaris.
There is quite a bit. On the other side, did you talk about Alcor, what he's running at the moment?
I flashed into it.
Flashed in.
Yes.
It's not exactly the most conventional, let's be honest.
Well, it's not at all, and I really feel like didn't I say to you at the beginning of this, I feel like whispering Alcor and saying, no Alcor,
calm down.
Because you've been doing so well on this build today, and your presence on the field is needed.
Yes.
You're going to die hard versus two Mesmers in this build. It really feels like it is. But is he going to be able to use that shield to defend against those abilities and things like Endure Pain to make sure that he's able to come back and actually, you know, do quite well in these situations? Let's have a look. He's going for strength, defense, and discipline there. But I just really feel like, I don't know. He's been so strong in this build today, in his Shoutbow build. So if you've just joined the stream and you're thinking, what are they actually talking about? Alcor in playing for Vermilion today really has been, you know, the backbone of this team to a degree, or we've noticed that he's been the backbone of this team more today through the very supportive role that he's been playing. And that is not the case right now. Whether or not this is, again, a Duke, I don't think so, because it's a completely different character. There's too much to change on the fly in, that, you know, 10 seconds. We can't, I don't think we're going to see that happen. I don't know. What's going on?
I'm even talking to them now. This is fantastic. I was just like, are you guys good to go yet? And they're like, yeah. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying, one thing I really, really want to find is this quote that Helseth came up with.
Oh,
and he was talking about the team and what they were actually, here we go.
A Helseth quote.
This is the Helseth quote from Twitter.
A reading.
And it is a reading.
A reading of Helseth.
So, the return, I need to do an impression. I can't do a Helseth impression.
No, just do it in a very exuberant English accent.
The return of TCG is coming soon. Stronger than ever. Sexy as always. Best team. Best everything. Stay tuned.
Sexy as always?
Yeah, that's it.
What?
I'm not sure about that line.
No.
Maybe the other stuff.
There wasn't much of a sell
there. You can't really say that
there.
in a very awesome, like, majestic
Especially
way,
on Twitter.
You know, it's
sexy as always.
Sexy as ever. No, it doesn't.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Sorry, buddy.
Beastly?
Sorry, Helseth.
No, maybe. Gentlemanly.
Ah, yeah, you're a funny guy.
I'll try. Sometimes.
Well, esports is now crying, just to give you some kind of inkling as to what's going on in this game right now.
Yeah, I mean, basically what's behind that message, obviously, TCG is not done, is not dusted, but they felt that they didn't want to maybe play in the roster that they had. Maybe, you know, they felt that it wasn't the true representative aspect of their team. So they wanted to make sure, you know, they'll probably will see them in Pro League, no doubt. I mean, you know, they came into WTS twice with the name TCG with Helseth there, so you've got to think that they're already in that Pro League. Just to, you know, a little bit of foresight there. It might be kind of obvious to most people. But they want to show us that they will be coming back in strength. So for now, he has joined over with these guys.
This is an interesting start to this game, that's for sure.
Oh dear.
Is he bunker? Is that a thing? Is he now on a bunker guardian?
I'm just going to jump into game and just like.
He's got his altruistic healing up and running, so.
There's no point in thinking about it until. He's got the shout up as well now. He shifted most of his stuff over.
Delightful. Feel my wrath.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone back over.
Oh, Tage.
He's gone back over.
He's a feisty one.
He is a little bit. Tage is a bit like that. He's very quiet, mainly because, you know, English isn't his strongest language, but it's actually improved so much since I met him like over a year ago. And we were actually talking about this with Josh, with Mr. Grouch himself from ArenaNet, about the transition of where we've come in the last year. And how we, you know, did this cast of an all-stars cast at Gamescom.
All-star
It
cast.
was relatively small, and we had these guys standing up at kind of kiosks, playing the game.
Make it sound like a supermarket, but go on.
It was brilliant, kiosk. It was though. And now we're here on the eve of almost, you know, this pro league kind of era for Guild Wars 2 PvP, and it's just amazing how quickly everything has happened, but how well we've kind of adapted and seen competitive play just in EU just increase exponentially. Like, we've got so many good players. I know so many good teams and people coming in as well. It's exciting times.
So many good teams and so many good players to the point where EU is going to be world champions once again. Prove me wrong, Jebby. Jebadeb. Oh, look, the game's beginning.
Wow, you don't have to make random comments about my name anymore.
I can do that all day. Darth Jeb.
You do it all day. Darth Jeb. How did you know?
I just thought you were the Sith, that's all. All right.
Starfro.
We're getting into it. It's going to be the final here. Let's get into the splits between Vermilion and Orange Logo.
Here we go. Frostball and Curve going for the original split here over from the red team. Sounds like a good team name.
Original splits.
Oh, wow. A lot of burst damage there potentially coming out as the blue team trying to cross over towards mid and actually going to be halted here.
Frostball was a mean guy in that instance. He did a lot very, very quickly and understood exactly where they were going to be cloaking up. I mean, that's where they were cloaking up in the previous game to actually try and launch that attack onto Keep. Frostball instantly notified that and signified it and was able to just kind of stop it in its tracks for a moment.
Yeah, we're going to see... I'm really paranoid about Alcor. I'm just watching him all the time. But Curve, yeah. I mean, he actually rotated into a great place. But if I'm going to pick anyone to go into a 2v1 against, Curve is not the man. But blue team do keep the point in their favor in the end. Ellie stays there. That's the obvious decision. And then we'll see those probably maybe actually think about going 1v1 for a bit. We're actually going to see Curve going over towards mid, though.
Let's see if Orange Logo can disable esports in the mid, as he's going to be trying to hold on towards Keep.
Oh, look at that.
Slow it a little down.
That tornado is great. It's really put Frostball into a horrible position, but he portals out. And he's going to come back in very, very shortly. He does use that portal to make sure he gets a lot of healing. Helsef on the side. Oh, 2 Mesmers. 2 Time Warps as well.
Jeez.
Oh, this is going to be painful for the guys. But Red Team, they don't have a thief, remember, which is really quite a big thing, actually.
Well, at least Frostball's still alive during that first time warp here. And to be able to put on a lot of damage towards him. Alcor's trying to get away. Woo, very, very close. A little bit of burning, but he'll be totally fine from there. Esports, likewise. Portal's already down here. Where is that portal going?
They get the 2 cap, indeed. Oh. Triffin's probably going to be able to get the res. Look at the Chaos Storm.
Damage.
They don't want that. That's what I said before. Oh no, Esports is so close to getting up.
Don't think they're going to get him.
And pushed away. Too many conditions. Jesus, that's too much. And the channel of the Greatsword one ability before he goes into stealth means it's going to push him into Vamp, which means he's not got that for the survival left as well. We can see Esports downstated, full death here as Helsef just moves back through the arches over towards this henge point.
Good points already be accumulated here by Orange Logo as Argy going to try and do something here in this small little crevasse between where Frostball is just about to kind of poke on through there towards the edge. But aside from that, henge still being contested against Minishi with Snowball just holding on for now. And of course, Snowball has a lot of work ahead of him here with actually in the fire line. So it's even harder really for him to hold on against anything.
I'm really wondering about what Argy's trying to do here. I know he's trying to do
Impede
something about
them?
that 2v2, but he needs to be careful. He knows to withdraw now.
Snowball. Very, very low. There was a little bit of a rotation on through there, and he is going to end up going down. Lightning Flash isn't going to be enough to save him and going up towards that spot.
Yeah, his esports going to be able to come in for the res. This is going to be very esports if he does. He's not able to at the end. We're going to see him pressured down into full death here. We are going to see Curve on the other side of the map be pressurized himself. Vamproom comes out. That's going to proc him out. He's going to have to move over. Tage is coming in for support, and if he gets back into water and there's no much pressure, they're going to be able to take him out. Nice knockback, and he's going to go into downstate. Is Tage going to come in for the res? Is he going to go for the... He's not got the shout up. That's going to be trouble for Tage. They've got to take him out. No way! We're going to see Minishi coming in for the res. That's big. That's massive. And they keep it alive. Red team 2 cap in their favor with the contestant and probably going to win this fight in the end.
All the time, Vermilion is on such low health. Very, very difficult for them to sustain every single location in this point.
They've not got an Alcor.
Yeah, you're right. They don't have Alcor properly in his previous iteration.
Why are they doing this? I still... Look at the time warp. They can get those quickness
triple
reses
cap
off as well.
Oh my god.
It's too easy.
Vermilion had such good series in number 1 and number 2, but now going up against Orange Logo, they are... This is the big, big test for them. And so far, they are not standing up to the power, the domination here of Orange Logo.
I mean, I can understand maybe why they want the extra damage, you know. They've got Minishi, Tage, and Curve, really tanky. And then they've got those two Mesmers to be so mobile for the guys, so they want more damage.
They're not even on the points right now. I mean, we're seeing Argy trying to rotate on around here to get onto Keep and try and help out this fight. But even while all doing that, they're still not gaining any points back whatsoever. They need to find a position to try and rival. Now Argy's actually on that Keep, and he's probably going to get the decap, which is nice there after the fight was drawn away. But at least they take Frostball down, but they might even get back up.
He's versus Minishi here. He's
Tage!
not going to be able to last that long.
Oh, Tage comes in with the barrier as well and looks for the save, and he's probably going to end up getting this. Tage with the resilience. Great stuff.
He just places those lines of wardings just to interrupt players in a horrible manner. We're going to see a Chaos Storm, and that's Red Team coming back, and even probably getting the kill onto Alcor there.
Really good stuff.
In the end, he does get away. Oh, this is at range. He's got to be careful with Frostball. If he goes back into Great Swords, he's going to pick him off. No, he's not. Okay, in the end, Alcor does survive that engagement.
Oh, Portal. Portal on towards mid here.
Look, they could do that. That's the horrible thing.
Time warp.
Oh, we're going to see them finish off Triffin here as well. We've got to be careful. He dodges that damage coming out from Frostball. Still got a bit of quickness there as he nips off. But again, you know, Alcor's running away most of the time, and he can't support his team other than body blocking, which is what you saw him do, and blasting that hill, charging through that hill. Good job from him. Tries to pull up. Whoa! It's just in Frostball's perspective, puts me right into the wall there, and RG going down. And that, unfortunately, in that moment in time, one of them was always going to go down.
They know that they can't win the fight, so they've got all of these decaps of Vermilion, because they're just not winning any of these fights at all. It's just chaos for them at this point.
They should win mine, really, now. Although Tage coming in, again, let's just watch Tage. Is he going to... No, too late, unfortunately, for him. And we are going to see them maybe pick up this mine node, but already you feel like it's almost too late. I mean, Tage...
309 points
he's
against 73. He's
going to be able to last for a while here. He just stays on the edge of the node. Red Team pick up that middle cap again as well, pretty easily.
Just domination by Orange Logo at the moment. Tage is trying to just hold off against Alcor and Snowball, making sure that they're not going to take that. He does go into the downstate, so they will be able to finish him off. There's no more reinforcements.
I like that updraft there. Good job. Flashy end, of
they
course.
They had a DC.
Oh, wow.
Denshi's gone. So
okay.
I assume they'll just have one person sit out.
We don't have a rule for this.
No.
It's all sportsmanship. Whether or not Blue Team have seen this coming out is another thing. That's been announced in chat, of course, so we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they'll leave someone on that side.
Denshi's back now. But they're still, still in the driving seat, despite a disconnect here. They're still in the driving seat. Of course, there is now the potential here for Vermilion to actually catch up, but...
Get the free cap, actually.
Yeah. Curve's trying to delay. So is Lord Helseth.
Oh, big time walk coming out from Helseth on the point. They want to focus down esports out of anyone, and Alcor's there. I would have thought they would have tried to go for the burst on him. An E-Pool coming out indeed. No! Oh my god, the missile from the engineer from RG there comes out to Helseth, and he almost goes down.
Decap. Frostball gets that hinge, at least. So they'll be able to get themselves right back on in this, get themselves back on the bike and going. Helseth's going to manage to escape out here from that keep.
He's going for a decap, probably.
Yeah, looks like it.
So they've lost Helseth. They know that he's not here. They know he was just in the team fight. So what do Blue Team need to do right now? They're doing it too late. It's slow movement. They really needed to be on that a lot quicker. They didn't need to lose that cap. Not at all right there. That's unfortunate.
No, Snowball.
He gets on node.
Oh,
no.
knock off. Difficult.
That was, when you need to really be watching out for those players that can, just get away. He didn't stealth away either,
No, he didn't make any kind of sneaky play from that. That was more just, I'm just going to walk away.
Feels like, we're against Orange Logo kind of thing, and to a degree, maybe
maybe nerves are setting in.
The nerves are setting in. I think you're right. This isn't what we've seen for the rest of the games that we've seen earlier in the day. And this is what happens, And this is the difference between almost that competitive team that's used to playing in finals, even online, compared to, the team that's not.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the lineup of Orange Logo at the moment, how many of these guys have been at WTSs, those kinds of, big stake tournaments at the moment. As we're still seeing these fights going on, Alcor very, very low. He's going to end up getting ripped apart here as Curve is able to get on top of him, goes into the downstate. Time Warp has even been used to guarantee.
Easy.
Jeez.
Well, they don't even do it.
Let him bleed out, let him cleave down, do whatever they want at this point.
Yeah, if we
menacing,
look at it,
really menacing.
Helsef, Tage, and Denshi, all three members, of course, being at WTS. Curve and Frostball, you know, being really at the top end of their gameplay. And some say, you know, that Frostball could be better than Helsef on Mesmer. But who's maybe the better team leader? I think different roles rather than just different actual individual skill as well is something which is very important in Guild Wars 2 PvP.
I'm just looking for focus now. Esports taking quite a bit of damage here on the very edge of this fight. Helseth was quite low himself, but Esports gonna end up going down. No, very, very close to actually falling. The dodges come out from Esports.
He's even used
Run away.
Oh my god, he's got no cantrips left. He's going to have his lightning flash. He just right on the lightning. Can he hold on until he gets his lightning flash back up so he can just nip up to top if he needs to? He's okay.
Yeah, wow. That was a great escape from him. But at the same time, everyone was taking big damage aside from that. Triffin is already being suppressed here and will be pushed away for now. And they actually got the decap over towards the mine.
They might actually be able to sandwich the Mesmer here, actually. Frostball between the thief. No, they don't choose to do that. That would have been actually a nice quick pickup while the Elementalist is dealing with the with Helsef down there as well. That actually might have been a nice little distraction tactic. They didn't go for that in the end. Instead, Red Team are going to go for the +1 up, and they're going to lose the henge. I really feel like Triffin should have moved over towards the henge point there for the very quick kill, because we've seen his movement around this side of the map. He did actually go over towards mid because we did see the kill coming out there as well. So I did miss, actually. He must have gone over for the +1, so I do apologise if I just called that wrong, actually. It would have made some more sense, but hey-ho. Curve downstated. Blue team still possibility here. They need to move over to henge to get the decap here for them to come back, but it's going to be too late at the moment.
And Alcor just kind of sealing out Curve over to the right-hand side. As we're seeing Tage now taking some big damage. That is quite the portal indeed. There as Tage is end up going into the downstate. They will be able to pick him up, though.
The interrupt on the cleave damage.
Nice.
Little moments like that. But Blue team do pick up the cap while they do pull out Tage there. So I don't think it's going to be possible for these guys to come up. 3 minutes, 20 seconds.
Where's he going? Portal is over towards Keep. And looking to just help out over there. I mean, yeah, with 3 minutes left, them trying to catch up on all of these points. They're going to try and blow up Esports there.
He's going to be okay for now. Gets on reverse off, has to use all his cantrips to survive that, right? The lightning again, he's going to do that round trip. Alcor gets the boss on the side, but that really screwed. Oh no! Frostball actually goes down here. Is Helsef going to pick up the time warp res though? He should be able to get this here. And they've not got enough damage on midpoint to keep him cleaved down as well. So they just get a reposition there maybe to try and survive.
Moa was actually activated there on towards Minishi, it looks like. But Triffin ends up going down anyway. And Snowball as well is trying to keep himself alive at the very, very edge of this keep fight as Time Warp is still there. I keep thinking to myself, why are so many Time Warps? I'm like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting the 2 Mesmers. It's always there. Whew, so
we
much
often
pressure.
forget as well that, you know, they changed Time Warp quite a while ago into that slow as well, which is so powerful. And it's not just the quickness anymore, and that's something which is very, very beneficial. Frostball does go down at the bottom here. Alcor does pick up the kill, which is really, really great. You know, again, the reason maybe why he's playing that build, but they have actually been able to come back a lot in this game. It's too late, unfortunately. They just need a boss kill, cheeky boss kill on the side. They're just going to tank over on this henge node. They've won the game. As Tage and also Curve are sticking on point, they're not going to be able to win that fight anytime soon.
And that was quite the game coming out of Orange Logo here in game number 1. A little of opportunity there for Vermilion to try and bring it on back, but I mean, this is
just like, yep, I don't need to bother. Tage and Curve are just standing there. They could just stand there anyway.
Do whatever. Do whatever.
That's a very strong stance towards the end of that game.
Yeah, just the explosive potential out of Orange Logo there with this double Mesmer lineup. And
looking at the camera as well. It's like the game hasn't even ended. That is the end of the game. First one goes to Orange Logo.
Really good stuff by them. Really good stuff. And I think overall, as much as we have seen very, very good showing out of Vermilion from the past 2 series, maybe there is a little bit of, I don't want to say choke, but kind of a bit more angst going up against a lineup quite like Orange Logo, who are comprised of a team that has just been on the top of Europe for so many months. I'll
tell you what is actually really good as well that Vermilion have just done. and it's something that I've been talking to casters, players, people with in general, is in the future how, you know, sometimes we see a lot, we used to see maybe before the last WTS as well, teams not changing comps up much.
Yeah.
And how this might be something that people actually do in future rather than being kind of, you know, in one direction. They just think, right, we've got to play this team comp. Let's think about it. Okay, what are we going to do to try and counter the Mesmers? Okay, we bring Alcor in a damage role. But the thing is now, problem is that when you said it during that game, which is a good thing to point out, they haven't got the support there that they need.
I think it becomes an even bigger thing in the next few weeks or so. I mean, when you have Heart of Thorns coming along and you have extra classes being added to this kind of meta, that is not only bound to shake things up, but bound to make for more versatility as the game goes on, and you have all these mixtures and dynamics of things working out. It's like, okay, well, we need to run this particular class or setup against this particular setup over there on the other side. So things are about to get very, very exciting in the Guild Wars world for sure.
You don't actually often play against two Mesmers as well, to be
No,
honest.
that's,
that is one thing. I mean, how do you counter that? We don't know because we've only, you know, we've only seen one. That you can theory craft it all you want, and there's so many different things that come in. Like you said, you know, morale. Are they going to be able to actually, you know, go up against these three guys that played WCS for a start?
I mean, that puts that kind of idea in a nutshell, really. I mean, at the beginning of this, just before we were coming on from the break, I don't get as much time to, you know, watch as much Guild Wars as you do, obviously, with the other projects that I've got going on. But I'm like, huh, two Mesmers, eh? And then it comes in and it just like blows people up. It's just, but it provides so much, not only sustain in the fights when you have the kind of double time warp, but also the potential for rotations, the potential maneuverability around the map here with this kind of setup is just mind-boggling.
Two time warps is just insane.
Yes, that's
you know, the slow, the quickness that comes out.
That's double the usual amount of time warps.
It's double.
Whoa! It's 2 for the price of 1. Well, maybe not.
It is.
But anyway, guys, we can move on to our second map here now, and let's take a look at our second map. Obviously, as we do have this going into it. So. Obviously, Orange Logo is in a great spot at the moment here in this best of 3 series, and we can now take a look at our second map.
A throwback to Guild vs. Guild from the original Guild Wars, the legacy of the Foefire has teams vying for control of 3 score-generating capture points. Locked away within each team's keep resides the Guild Lord. Killing the enemy team's Guild Lord will grant your team 150 points, potentially swaying the outcome of the match. First team to 500 points wins.
Thank you very much again, John. An absolute pleasure to have him alongside us here as well. He's just off camera to the side, giving us narration on these lovely, lovely little previews.
Yeah, he's got to go to work today as well, so we don't want him to be late.
He does, yeah. So
it might be the last one he does.
Yeah, it might be. It might be. He needs to catch a plane, obviously flying from Cologne all the way to, I believe, West Coast, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
God,
that's a hard thing to do. So thank you very much, John.
Thanks, John. We appreciate it.
All right. Well, okay. So we have indeed our lovely, lovely map on the way here. And is there something that Vermilion can really do here? Because the thing is that was such a powerful showing from Orange Logo. And one thing in the past that Orange Logo, in different iterations of their roster in the past, have done so well is even when they've fallen behind in a series, they've made it up here.
Yeah, completely. Well, I hope. I kind of want them to. I want them to as well. I'm behind Vermilion at the moment.
You're behind Vermilion, okay, so you want them to make it up.
I want them to make it up. I want them to go forward, do what's right, and play Sharpbow Warrior, which is what he's doing.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's just for esports. Just. Although, where is esports? I'm worried now. There he is. Oh, phew.
Somewhere.
Oh, God, that was close. If esports hadn't have been here, I don't know what I would have done. But anyway.
It's looking good at the moment for all teams. Actually, we've had a pretty fast response time from players getting into the game very quickly today.
Yes.
So, I think we will be readying up very shortly, as we are ready indeed. Of course, getting to that time of the day.
But of course, if you're just joining in here for our Guild Wars 2 monthly final for the Go4 series, obviously what's to come here in the future of Guild Wars 2. Not only Heart of Thorns expansion that's going to be coming out very, very soon, but also lovely, lovely Pro League and $200,000 worth of prize pool on the line here for Europe alone, I believe.
It's going to be very interesting.
Mm.
I mean, we got 400,000 spread
the
over
whole
the
system.
2 seasons and the regions. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's going to be really. It's so much money.
That's yummy money right there.
Oh God, it is.
That's yummy money.
I'm going to become. No, I'm not even going to make that joke because it's too obvious.
All right then.
I was going to say I'd try and become a pro, but we might need more than the time we have for that to happen.
Yeah, I think you'll be gone before that
Oh my
happens.
God.
Sorry, you're a little bit old.
Oh, jeez.
Like,
I thought we were friends.
No.
What happened?
just
Kaelaris is predicting my death.
it was all a ruse.
Oh my God.
Let's see what we're doing.
That's a new one. That is a new one.
Well,
Okay.
to be fair, I mean, I started out trying to be a pro back way when in esports, and then I decided, actually, I'm just kind of rubbish. So
Maybe I'll just start casting.
maybe I'll just start talking about the games instead.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy that bit.
Yeah,
Enjoy it a lot.
it's
you know.
all right.
We've got the NA version of this Go4GuildWars2 monthly finals as well coming up later.
Yes,
today.
we do.
From Mr. Storm, Mr. Hurix.
Storm.
So make sure, yeah.
I like his name.
I casted with Storm on Sunday.
It's a pretty serious name. Don't you
It's
think?
very, Storm.
Yeah. It's up there with dragons. Let's be honest.
Storm.
Well, we are now just waiting here for our players to ready up, and then we'll be going into our second game here in the Grand Finals. Again, to reiterate, it is a best of 3 here in the Grand Finals. The winner will be walking away with $1,000. The loser, I say that with as much impact as possible, will be walking away with $300.
We're not going to shout it in the map. Don't worry, it's fine, guys.
No.
Thank you as well for coming out to watch the Go4GuildWars2 monthly final.
It's a lot of fun.
It's good stuff.
Lot of fun. We have a lot of entertaining times here, as we do have for now. Well,
It's all good. We got this. We got this indeed. So we just... Oh, here we go. Here we go.
all right, great stuff. So the game is about to begin as we go into our second game here of our Go4GuildWars monthly final. And at the moment, we have Orange Logo on the precipice of moving on in 2-0. Unless Vermillion's able to pull something out of the hat. Let's get into the splits, Jebro, for our second game.
Okay, just have a look at the red team coming out here. It's going to be interesting to see how the Mesmers split out. And, like I said before, talking about the Mesmers and going up against 2 sets, 2 Mesmers, pardon me, it's kind of a credit to them that the fact that they've been able to try and counter it and actually think of a way to counter it in the end. But they are going to go back to what they know best, and I think this is probably going to be quite a good idea here. So go into the perspective of Frostball. Got a ton of damage out onto Triffin right in the face. Cleave. And we're going to see the counter of that with RG and also Triffin. That's a really painful conversation. Well, they don't have much of a conversation after that.
They didn't say much.
But look at the red team. They're still going full ham on the node, while their buddies just over on the side getting completely and utterly annihilated.
Getting mullered is one of the ways to
Absolutely
say
mullered, mate.
Getting mullered. That's how you say that
said
one.
bruv as well, and then we would have been full on there, mate.
Totally mullered, bruv.
Oh, yeah.
That was disastrous. And then Snowball here trying to kind of keep himself alive during all of this, but doing well for himself as he's trying to put pressure on towards Curve, who doesn't really have much support to help him out at all. Armor of Earth has been popped, though, and he will be running away. Oh, but he still goes into the down state as he's going to try and jump into his wave form and try and get away.
Frostball coming. They're going to come in for the rest here. They've got to be so careful that they don't go in for that soon. They're just going to go away because Frostball puts down the Cow Storm. That might save him. Immobilize comes out. They just need a little bit of damage here from Triffin, and they get 2 deaths.
Oh, wow.
Really, really good. They need to, blue team, you need to move. They need to move out really quickly here. They
Make
can't
it happen.
They've got the portals. They can get back into the map very quickly. And actually, red team have done a good job by plussing up here. But esports, nice updraft onto Helseth, caused a lot of burning damage there. But Helseth can get out of there if he needs to.
Snowball is bringing down the gate already, maybe for the later moves here. I guess he's just kind of opening up, knowing that they've got a little bit of room to do this. Why on earth not?
He knows there's 2 respawns coming out. They will push to Lord if they need to later, but this is really a Mesmer map for pushing Lord. But they're putting it in their minds early. They're you know, those mind games are coming out already, and he knows that 2 guys are down. But maybe they should have used that opportunity. Well, he needed to stay over to check that no one was just going to immediately come back and take their node. But now they're being outnumbered on the map, the blue team. So they need to be careful. What are they going to do with Snowball now? Are they going to push him over towards the waterfall? They probably need to.
Esports trying to stay alive over there, and he will end up going into the down state. So no Esports. Oh,
he gets picked. No, so he doesn't get picked up. He's just, I can see quickness down coming out from the Mesmers over here. Oh, he sounded really sad.
Esports.
Esports is going to be taken out here, unfortunately. But it will be back alive soon, Kaelaris.
No doubt, no doubt. Argy's going to end up heading towards what looks like he maybe want to go to Graveyard Curve, as well as Taja there already, battling against Alcor. And Alcor trying to rival that position for now. At least once again, he is back in his Shoutbow Warrior. Has that battle standard available to him. Not like he did in the previous games. Very, very important that he's able to get his allies up if they end up going down with that.
Triffin really on the back of Frostball. He's doing a great job at trying to cover both Mesmers sometimes. They just track him down and taking him out here. And blue team do have a 60-point lead at the moment. This is very early days, but we are going to hit 4 minutes almost in the game though.
Oh, portal's away. Where did he go?
Oh, nice knockback from
disappeared. Ooh, and he's going to go back over towards the quarry as well. Here is Helseth.
He's in trouble though, Helseth is.
Yeah.
Oh, time warp. Maybe blue team are in trouble now as we see that coming out. We've seen the rampage coming out as well. From Helseth's so low here. RG still in that rampage form, needs to just throw that rock, but it actually goes down before, and now RG needs to cleave, but he might need to get out of rampage form to do better job in terms of his damage. I feel like he needs to cleave with some nades. Sage comes in, that's an easy risk, surely. There's not enough cleave. Oh, I flip.
That's one way of putting it. So we have now Helseth and Curve still sustaining over here towards the quarry. They really want to tear this away from their opponents as over towards the graveyard. But Minishi's holding on against Esports as well as Triffin.
Look the movement now of the Ever Elementalist moving over into mid. Minishi is checking the waterfall. They don't need to check the mission because Triffin's just duped out. He's stuffed up, moved back out of the map. And now he's going to come back in, mainly going for the focus on one of the Mesmers here. It's going to be Helseth for now. He's still surviving so well on this point at the moment. Look at that line of sighting and just positioning there from him. Now Frostball's the main focus.
Everyone just taking to the high ground and using it to as best of their advantage as possible.
Oh, look at that fear! That's going to really screw Helseth over. Oh, that was a good job from Alcor, forcing him into the corner. Are we going to see a power res coming out from these members? Curve's going for it. That's not a great thing. Oh, Elixir X throw as well. But Tage, oh my God. How again?
Oh. Tage is all over it. Every single time, Tage is all over it. Very, very good responses by him. And they still don't manage to get someone down. But they still do have that point advantage. So good stuff here by Vermilion, still keeping themselves in it. They know where Helseth is. They're trying to continue on against him. Snowball, though, taking a lot of damage. Going to have to keep himself alive.
They're sustaining well on the better now that they've got that extra healing support to really counter some of that extra burst from the Mesmers, but they get so involved, and that with the Ellies there as well, that they're getting cleaved down a little bit by these conditions. Triffin needs to be, no, not Triffin, sorry, RG needs to be very careful here. He just needs to back on out. He doesn't want to be the reason why they lose this lead that they currently have.
Oh, not at all. And we may see Graveyard eventually going over to Orange Logo, unless they're not careful about it. There's a lot of rotations coming around there.
This is good. Look at the line of sight from Esports there, but he was followed up. Needs to move back into point to get that support from Alcor. Triffin comes back in full HP there as well.
This is a good old classic. I mean, seeing the Graveyard never be taken for a long time, although Portal's gone down.
Yeah, that's big. And blue team are going to take their time about getting over here. Look at RG trying to come over here as quickly as possible. Snowball down to about half HP. Feels like he's used a lot of his cooldowns, but he has Lightning Flash still up actually as well. And he actually puts the pressure back on. And this is a difference, whereas before we probably saw that kill, now we haven't. Good job from blue team to survive that, but they've got to move. They're running so far all over the shop at the moment. They've not got portals. They're working out more, mate. They're working out more. Helseth actually goes down as well in the end. No res coming out for him, and that's going to be strong for them to push Waterfall for sure.
This is going to be really, really interesting because, yeah, I completely agree with you that this is the Mesmer map for trying to go for Lord Rushes, but getting that gate so early on, they do have a window later if they really want it. They get themselves another proper kill here, though.
Oh, I love the way that Alcor's just using his Fear Me now, even more so in terms, it's equal. Esports does goes down here. They need to fight. They need to pull out the banner. He gets the banner play.
Perfect.
That's massive.
Yeah.
That's really big for this team. But still, they haven't really gotten anything out of this map since Helseth has been dead. And now they might actually see him. I'm wondering if he... No, he wasn't going to go for the decap there. Been in actually his point of view for a little bit too long there.
Frostball down.
Easy res.
Oh, easy peasy, yeah. No problems with that one. There's Jeff getting back onto Graveyard again. This is where all the fighting is going on at the moment. Esports is over to the waterfall here. He's going to be contested by Minishi.
He's going to go down there. RG needs to be careful here as well.
Yeah, if he goes down as well, that could be really, really bad. He's trying to keep himself out of line of sight here. Helseth was trying to track him for a moment. There's also another portal having gone down towards the mid. They're going to maybe use it later on. They're just going to use it for rotations, and already you can see that they're abandoning mid completely. They know that they're going to have a hard time with this, despite Esports trickling back on.
It's a good Shadow Refuge, actually, which really saves them to the point where they actually might be able to sustain enough for a long enough time. Snowball's doing a good job. Whoa! Whoa! he decaps the node by flying up vertically out of the cap area, as well as over towards the side, of course.
I don't really get to see that too much.
RG comes in Tornado trying to interrupt that. Alcor comes in as well for the potential res here.
Decaps everywhere.
It's not going to happen, though.
Decap central. Minishi now back on towards us against Triffin over at the waterfall. Meanwhile, over towards Quarry. Helseth trying to push away against Argy. They're trying to get him down. Very, very close. Snowball's already gone down over here, though, as well. So maybe they can capitalize off this, can Orange Logo?
Yeah, just waiting for RG to come back into this node as well and see how he's going to be influential. And if Alcor's going to be able to survive here, I don't feel like he's going to be able to. He's got no cooldowns. He needs help.
No, nothing.
RG's going for Lord.
What?
Yeah, he does this.
Yeah, he does.
He's done it in games I've played with him.
Oh my!
I've played with RG a little bit here and there, and even in some tournaments like random like pug quests and stuff like that. And he's doing it to pull people away from the map, especially like right onto the other side of the map, so they have to defend. And he's defeating almost their momentum into the map as well. His intention isn't to go and kill the Lord.
But they've only split one off for him. That's the thing, and it's still a 4v4 on the other side with Orange Logo having Quarry. Oh, Triffin!
Yeah.
Triffin!
This is what I'm talking about right here.
Frostball on the way. Can he get there in time? No, he cannot.
No way.
Oh,
that's nice.
Beautiful.
They've been able to hold this, and RG can get. But the thing is, what's more beneficial to have in the fight at the moment? Okay, you've got the damage from RG. RG is actually going to die here. Unfortunately, that's not great.
No, because you're not going over there to res him.
Oh no, there you go. Elixir X throw. He might even mow her there to get out of that, but he's not going to indeed.
No,
Good job.
This bizarre little fight will continue on in front of the...
We've only got 5 minutes left.
Yeah, that's true. But Frostball's getting himself back Quarry, and nobody's going to be able to take this. Triffin's trying to get back there as quickly as possible.
Oh, Naji did go down in the end. Look, Curve was sticking with that. Thing is, Curve as well is normally good in those 1v2 situations.
Triffin, I think this fight is doomed here for them over at the Quarry. Triffin's going to go down. Alcor is going to be up against it as well if he's not careful. There goes Time Warp here to try and put the pressure on against them. Triffin's gone down, and Argy, as you said before, was already dead.
This is the problem. RG going down in that situation.
Quarry's gone.
Really, he needed to try and get out there somehow to try and actually defend the rest of the map now, and the Esports and Alcor are going to have to sustain mid and wait for their members to get back in the map. With Snowball still 1v1 over on this waterfall, they need this decap here over on this Quarry to keep their lead.
And I'm trying to keep Minishi off that point for just a moment with Argy and Snowball, but at the same time, Graveyard is under pressure here against all of this. And Alcor is very, very low. Needs to make sure he stays alive. He's just got his banner in a moment, so if anybody else goes down, he'd be fine. But if he ends up falling, that'll be a bit of a disaster.
Yeah, he's able to regenerate significantly here. Good job between him and Esports. Feels like maybe some extra pressure could have come out onto Alcor there. But maybe some of the cantrips being used. He has Lightning Flash. He should be able to get out of there okay. if he needs to. Uh-oh, Vapor Form. And Frostball goes down. Time Warp Res should be okay for the team. You can see extra burning pressure coming out. Frostball does get res here. We're even seeing Helsef coming in. And we should be able to see a res. Updraft, anything. No CC available for the blue team, but they've been able to just hold on, Kaelaris.
Yeah, 3 minutes down with only Quarry still taken, and they've taken the point lead here. Have Orange Logo. Vermilion had a great start to this game, but at the moment they are really up against it. At least they've been able to decap Quarry, but the points are still in Orange Logo's favor.
I don't feel like Triffin needs that extra help when he gets over to that. If he gets locked down here, this is going to be extremely bad for the team. Alcor leading a bit of a push here. It does get that charge in. We just need to see Triffin just trying to get his damage off as Alcor just moves onto the point here. It's not too bad now. They've moved people into position, but look over on the waterfall here. We are going to see the +1 of Helsef quickly onto Snowball. Snowball's aware of it, though. Does start to move away. Oh, nice updraft. Actually, good job from Snowball there, defeating the burst coming out. I'm not sure if he actually got Helsef as a clone now. I'm not actually 100% sure.
The big problem is, though, they need a cap. They need something. Yeah. They're still behind in the points. They can try and fight these sustained fights for as long
2 minutes.
As possible.
This could be either team going for a Lord Rush at the moment. Because if we get down to 1 minute, you can get the free cap still. You can still maybe get quite a considerable lead. Curve going down here is really good, but the thing is, it's going to really defeat their idea of going for a push.
Paul! Oh, he's out! Oh, they're going to be able to pick him up here. Lord Helsef. Snowball and Argy trying to chase on against that.
Oh, Helsef's
going low.
Down.
Oh, he paused. Did he pause?
Oh my God! He's got one bleeding.
Bleed.
He's going to bleed. Oh my God.
No, it's...
Guys, you need to follow up. You have to follow up. They've got the cap point.
Oh my God.
Are they going to hold the map?
Are they
just going to hold the map?
They got Quarry. Helsef's down.
They're not in a position to go for Lord. They are not. They get the double cap.
Oh my God. 1 minute 30 left.
Vermilion. The emotions. This is the best time for the downstate of the Mesmer.
Yeah.
Look, where's Frostball? He's not in a position to push Lord either. He's not even got Portal up.
Helsef scrambling to die, of all things here. Really needs to go down as quickly as possible so he can get back into this game quickly. And they're getting the points.
This is it.
Surely they're going to have to go for
Frostball's
Lord.
just going. Oh no, he gets pulled by RG. RG is saying, no, mate, you are not going for that, Lord.
Whoa.
Pulls him back, but red team are going for it, maybe. Maybe they're going to go for the push.
They've got to go.
Blue team are going.
Oh my God.
No.
Wait, what?
Oh my God. What are they doing?
But the thing is that, well, Curve is over at Waterfall. He decapped there. Are they really going to try and do this? They need to get themselves capped themselves.
They might be juking it to force them back.
No. Because if they get 2 caps here, 35 seconds, they've got only 30 points across it.
No, but the mid cap's theirs. No one's even in range. Blue team, they're pushing.
Oh my God.
This is a fake.
Oh my God.
They're sustaining over on the Quarry. This is going to be a great move. They've pushed them away from the mid node, which is something they're definitely not going to decap.
They're going to push it to game 3.
This feels like an actual tactic rather than an actual failed Lord Rush. Most definitely. And this is a great move from this team. There's no way they can come back.
10
this
seconds.
is an absolutely amazing performance from Vermilion, bringing out some great tactics towards the end of the game.
Wow.
It's not even going to matter if they lose, people, because they win the second game of the series.
Oh.
And we're going to see another Kylo in the monthly final.
Yes, we will. GG, tying it up. What a play out of Vermilion. Of all things to pull there as well. Like, that was crazy stuff. Oftentimes, when you see these Lord Rushes at the very end of these kind of matches, you see it just... If it doesn't succeed, your opponents have taken 3 cap, and in those kind of point situations, they will catch up quite heavily in that regard. But they left it so late, they put so much doubt in Orange Logo's mind. It's like, are they really doing this? Is this really a thing? And
because we did, right? What are they doing?
We fell hook, line, and sinker for it. It was really good there from Vermilion.
And it was just that movement. I really feel like that was planned. Like, it was just too easy. You know, they went for the push. They were still in a defensive role. They had Alcor pushing through with the team. He was the back line. You saw him. He was standing there ready to support and push in, move forward, body block, do whatever he needed to. Then we saw the move onto mid, pulling them all over to the Quarry, giving that full sense of security. They're pushing Lord, fail rush. We can get the caps back and win. So we pull all the way back into our base with a panic to defend and also just, you know, to maybe get the Quarry. And we go into mid so that they're in a situation where they can't move fast enough to get the cap. And capping the biggest point in the game so they can easily bunker it.
And the thing is now,
brilliant.
is that we go on to Battle of Kylo, which is where they looked pretty darn good against dragons.
Yeah.
So without further ado, John, if you could tell us about Battle for Kylo, that would be great. Thank you.
In the Battle of Kylo, players will fight for control of 3 score-generating capture points. Capturing these objectives can be quite difficult at times, as the enemy team may choose to rain fiery balls of death upon you from their trebuchet. The first team to 500 points wins.
Thank you very much, John. I especially love it when you do use the phrase fiery balls of death. And now that's us hearing from you for the last time here today. So you can get on your plane now, and we can continue on with our tournament.
It was a pleasure to have you.
It was, it was.
We're talking about fiery balls. We're talking about frost balls, snowballs.
Just all over the place,
So many of the fiery...
many balls.
Fieriness.
Yeah. All over.
Sorry, we're just asking, just telling that we are ready to go.
Yes, we are ready to go.
They are now responsible for readying up and doing what they should need to do. So, really, I mean, you could tell again, Alcor being on that shout bow, how very important it was in terms of their sustain to survive. The longer they survive, the longer the Mesmers have to really push to get those kills. When they've not got their cooldowns, they have to leave the fight, and the blue team are regenerating significantly to the point where they can really sustain the fight a lot longer than Orange Logo at the moment.
I didn't realize there were some injured soldiers in this little tent over here. That's cute.
Yeah, they're the old old team members of different teams. You know, maybe TCG, Orange Logo.
Ah, okay.
They're just subbed.
Put out to pasture.
Yeah,
I see.
They're just having a cup of tea.
All right.
Go on, guys. We're here for moral support. It's fine.
Argy's quoting tactics now, and we'll be going pretty soon here between these two teams. But overall, Vermilion has the opportunity now to really cause a major upset in regards to how highly we rate these teams. I mean, of course, you know, Vermilion have done very well for themselves. We are not saying anything against that, but this is Orange Logo with Helseth, for Christ's sake. This is... What? It's a... what?
It's a what?
What?
No thief is also a difficult thing sometimes.
True, yeah.
You've not got that extra stealth kind of maneuverability around the map.
It's a good point, actually, because a lot of the times when Helseth is running a team, he almost swears by having a thief with him, especially even just for the opening splits alone.
Yeah.
And that's something that he doesn't have in his arsenal here.
No Shadow Refuge. This is why I'm kind of almost surprised that they don't try even something like a mass invis with maybe Sword Torch. I just feel... Like, the staff is so useful on this map specifically, actually. So, you know, that makes utter sense. And it's working to a degree, but I just feel like even one of them with, like extra surprise factor rather than just the decoy there would be very, very useful for them. They're not able to get a lot of stealth otherwise. So, you know, they haven't got that extra surprise sometimes that maybe Triffin can come in with sometimes and really put pressure on that Mesmer. Especially in elongated fights, when you know the longer it goes, the more empowered the blue team was to a degree are going to have a lot of fun. But even the red team as well, because they've got 2 Ellies and a Guardian.
Be interesting to see how much Trebuchet actually becomes a factor in this game, because we saw Familiar using it quite a lot there in their previous game, and really focusing around Clock Tower more so than anything. Whereas, you know, in the past, to be honest, when I've watched Orange Logo, when we've seen them at the with the WTS, and then also at the monthly finals, there really hasn't been that kind of focus. Not anywhere in the recent months, at least, for them to actually try and do something like that. So maybe their hand will be forced. Maybe they'll have to do something like that themselves if they want to try and rival the all-important Clock Tower.
Snowball's thinking about it.
Snowball, is he?
Yeah, he's looking up. He's just like, guys, this is our map.
No,
this is our time. We can do this. This is Vermilion putting themselves on the map really completely. And we've been talking about this in cast recently, how much they've just improved. And this just feels like even more of a push, a morale boost for them in terms of this series.
It's time. Game number 3. This is the final match to determine who our champions will be for the monthly, as we have Vermilion versus Orange Logo.
And we're going to see the stuff coming up here as well. Again, potentially for a couple of those guys. They are going to push actually stealth with Alcor Triffin there. So we see him potentially engage back to help out esports here. No, probably doesn't need to. He's 1v1, should be able to handle that there. Snowball gets onto point on Windmill, and blue team do not push for the far. They just go for the defensive mode, which is probably what they'll do again. It worked for them before. Why not now?
Why not now? That's right. And watching esports against, who is he actually against over here? Against Curve. It's funny when you're watching them almost like casting and dodging at exactly the same time with exactly the same spells. Bless their little hearts. But
really need to help Snowball up here.
Yeah, Snowball's in trouble.
Oh no, we've seen downstate of Helseth actually.
What?
That was a bit of a cheeky bit of damage there from Triffin coming in. Really, really helped. Good job from him. Putting off the extra damage bonus onto Snowball. Snowball's going to be able to get away here.
Yeah,
just about. Needs to be careful as Helseth is up top trying to find him with his greatsword at the moment as well.
Doing what he can. He'll be going back up towards Clock Tower here, but might be running into a little bit of pain himself as the portal already goes down there.
Yeah, good. That's it. Using that portal again.
Yeah, look at him diving back and forth as well, really putting a lot of doubt in their opponent's mind. They've already got themselves the windmill here, and Orange Logo is not going to be pulling any punches whatsoever. They are going to be taking this extremely seriously, and already 40 points on the board.
Yeah.
Double time warp? Well, okay. Okay, time warp after time warp, let's put it that way.
Yeah, but blue team aren't really solid. This is going to be difficult for them to survive maybe this, but they're able to sustain it. They keep it in the end. We did really see a double time warp there, Frostball and Helseth, using them both at the very similar times and not able to get anything out of it. That's two massive cooldowns to use and not get much out of it. But maybe they did the damage in terms of the survivability they had to pull out with using all cantrips for Snowball now as he waits for those to come back off cooldown. And now caught, hey, he's almost got Fimi back up, so he's going to be okay for now.
Well, doing okay, Snowball, though. It might not be doing okay if he's not careful.
Oh,
tries to get out of there.
Now Core can't go down to help him, so he needs to go back up top, like now. Yeah,
yes.
He's going back up now. Good job from that man.
Does the good old loop-de-loop.
Yeah, he has to, because Alcor, if they get like anything on here, like a updraft, like a nicely placed updraft, Tage coming in with the shield. Oh, I love that. I love it when that happens, because that's why shield is so nice for that on this map, for that exact reason. There's so many ledges where you can really interfere with someone's gameplay, and that happened at mid. But the thing is, they lost the windmill cap, so not too bad for the blue team now. They need to make sure they put someone on node. Alcor's doing that now as well. RG's low though.
And esports at the same time just kind of acting as a sentry drone, waiting to see if anybody's going to try and steal the mansion, or if he's needed at the clock tower when his team is going to be able to rotate around. Because for now, we see just all the fighting going on at Windmill, with a few members over towards the clock tower here for Orange Logo. So they don't really need to commit esports anywhere just yet. That sounded really weird, that sentence. Don't commit esports, guys.
Uh-oh, look at red team. Frostball and Helseth, they're going to pick up esports here.
Esports, no!
Esports could go down. He's been, he's using that actually really well, but he's lost them the node, unfortunately. He just wants to stay alive. That's the important thing for them to do at the moment, but they really need to hold a cap somehow as well. Blue team need to. Can't get over that. They need to get this cap. Now, they've really actually pulled them across the whole wide breadth of the map, and they're going to get a 2 cap here. They weren't, even though they pulled 2 members out of those fights, Blue team Vermilion were not able to get a single thing out of that.
Again, Orange Logo means business. This is difficult here for Vermilion. They're trying to wrestle it back at the moment, but they're gaining no points whatsoever. Tage is not going to go down anytime soon to Snowball and Argy over on that side. Oh, that mower though. Oh, with the mower. Maybe they can bring him down. No, he doesn't fall. At least they push him off the node, which is a good start.
He's got no cooldowns. Tage can't do anything about that anymore once they get the cap, and now he needs to move away. But they need to maybe even think about potentially retargeting him, because he used all his cooldowns there. They could have pulled people out to just try and take him down so he wasn't so available, because now he's got all cooldowns left on this point and he can be solid on that node, and blue team aren't going to be able to push it. But they've pushed over to the mansion now, which is really good.
Curve still keeping himself alive, but on towards the clock tower. Actually, they've done a great job of being able to decap clock tower and mansion overall.
Blue team almost get the cap here. Actually, Triffin, this is good teamwork from blue. Even though they shifted Curve into this point, I think we're going to see the kill on him. We do indeed. Is anyone going to be able to come in for the res here? Don't think we're going to see it.
Esports.
Helseth thinks about it. Vapor form. Oh, the portal! We forget about that. Forgot I didn't check the portal. Nice fear. Nice knockback. This is great from the blue team. Coming out of all the CC and Tornado. Really should have finished that off. And it did indeed as Curve just explodes in a puff of smoke there. Blue team controlling this game, back in control. 2 side nodes now with a decap and sustain at mid. They need to try and take out maybe even Tage here or support the caps they have, but they've left Mansion open. They need to be very careful about that and maybe even about Curve. This is why they're pushing over to far to pressure them back maybe into this side of the map.
And already seeing Esports repositioning himself so he can keep an eye on Mansion. Very, very important here. Frostball's going to be coming around the side here, so that's going to be up to Esports to try and rival him. Should be fine with that. As he will start heading over towards that location. And even ride the lightning straight on through there from Esports.
Yep, sorry Frostball. The snowball wins. The snowball beats the frostball, even though the frostball could probably hurt a lot more.
Yeah, like that's hail hitting you basically.
Minishi downstated here. Is there anything? Tage is on the middle point of the map now. Frostball other side of the map. Curve is going to bail off this point, and Minishi goes down. This is blue team starting to take the lead off that one good move actually from Helsef to move Curve Ellie back in towards mid via Vapor Form.
Yeah.
But the control from blue team in terms of their combination of the tornado and whatnot really came out. But we are going to see actually blue team losing that cap.
We saw them do so well against Dragons before, and it's what we said at the beginning of this game. You know, they have a great opportunity here to really make the upset happen, and they are. This is ridiculous.
8 minutes left in this game. 27-point lead at the moment. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm almost. I could fall off maybe.
Oh, I can see. Yeah, you're getting close to the edge there, mate. But Helseth's going to end up going down. Curve's trying to help him out, and he will be able to pick him up. As Esports really tries to commit their Armor of Earth to try and help out with that down state, but not so much.
Just having a look at Frostball back over towards mid as well. He went down very low as well as he came out from the windmill. Some burning damage there.
Such close games today. Really good games. Gotta say, big hand to Vermilion. Even if they don't win this, they made fans out of me, man.
I don't even care if they win. I know they do.
Yeah,
well,
they
actually, no,
probably do.
I'm lying. I do care. Esports very low over on the Mansion. He doesn't want to die here. This feels like it will really cause them so many issues. Stealth just towards the end.
Picks up.
Oh, wow, he gets back up. This is amazing. They push back onto the Mansion. They are going to be able to sustain for longer, and he is back up to almost full HP there. So now Alcor as well on the rest of the maps. Check where he is. He's going to be absolutely fine for now as well, but they need to be careful that they keep this windmill node in their favor. We are going to see that Frostball, nice dodge, dodges the Berserker there. No one comes out for the extra support to assist. Oh, we see Portal. This could be a move to bring someone through as well. Nice knockback.
Oh,
here comes Helsef. Oh, they need to either get someone here now or push
blow up
elsewhere.
Alcor. Can they blow up Alcor is the big question.
No,
it's very, very difficult.
Oh no, he's going to jump off point. Oh, he dodges back, but he loses the node. It feels like if he was going to jump away, he jumped away for a second, but it doesn't really feel like...
At least too much pressure to the point where this is a really good move by Orange Logo, making sure that no more points are coming in here for
This is a great
Vermilion.
push from them. Yeah, I mean, are we going to see Triffin? Oh, I'm not even sure Triffin should be going for this.
This is really ambitious.
I don't like this.
Oh, he gets pushed back. There's no way he's going to be able to get him. Surely not.
Why is he doing this? I feel like he should have gone to the other side of the map. They've got 2 illusionary waves. He's still trying it.
Putting pressure on.
Alcor's downstated. They've got Chaos Storms. They've got so much.
It's
Guys,
so much pressure.
This is too much.
Portal's been set up as well for them to go elsewhere as soon as they need it. And that is going to be Alcor going down. Triffin as well has been dedicated to a losing cause in the end.
Yeah, I mean, Triffin could have been utilized better in terms of going towards the Mansion and getting the quick kill and the recap. Because of that move, I fear that that could be a really pinnacle thing to them losing this game. And I'm sorry to say that. But that could have been a better situation in which they could have utilized a lot better. I know Red Team had a lot of their damage out of the fights, but, you know, they had sustain on map still. We needed that burst.
Snowball taking a lot of damage here, trying to get himself away. See, Mesmer's just really trying to power him down at the moment. And still under pursuit, but he's over to the windmill.
He might be able to get the decap, actually.
Yeah, close. Ticks. I think, yeah, he's going to get it. Nice.
But
he got over there quick.
But the thing is, they're 2v1 now to stay on the node. You need to get the decap on this mentioned node. They will get it, but blue team members will be outnumbered around the map. We see it now with Snowball. He's going to be downstated. RG needs to not come to this node now, in my opinion. And again, they don't want to do that same mistake they did before. He's still distracting them to a degree, but RG is still thinking about it. There's hesitation here. I don't like this at the moment from the blue team.
Oh, at least they got themselves that mansion over towards there with Alcor. Now they may move over towards Clock Tower, try and do something. Windmill's already been taken here by Orange Logo, as they are sending all of their, a lot of their members through towards the Clock Tower there for a moment to just try and contest that. They know that's going to be the next point, which is very, very pivotal here.
I really feel like they could have just moved back into mid there. Especially as they got respawns coming up, but maybe they were pushing ahead a little bit there to keep the red team from moving forward back into the map, to stop some of their momentum while their teammate respawns. That must be maybe the reason why they do it. That would be understandable. But still, some of the, again, maybe that just decisive moment of what we should do is just lacking at times for this team.
The problem is there's 3 minutes on the clock now.
Tage.
Where is he?
Back.
Is he okay?
It's pretty brutal.
Is he fine? Not in hospital?
No.
All right, he's fine.
He's fine.
Well, yeah.
Oh, God.
But, all right, Tage, calm down, fella.
Oh, no, Snowball goes off node. They're going to lose their comeback potential here.
Oh.
It feels like it's really falling apart for Vermilion at times now.
It's not easy to keep yourself composed throughout this entire game against a lineup quite as strong as Orange Logo, as they have moved over towards the mansion. They're going to try and contest this very heavily. Snowball jumps back on, trying to slow their opponents down as cool as possible. But Argy goes down. That's Time Warp, and they are going to be able to rip him to shreds here. Snowball likewise staying on the edge of this. He knows he can't go in, because if he does, he might just get blown up as well.
Yeah, and maybe they would even follow up with another one as the 2 cap comes out as
Snowball.
well.
Oh, he has to get away.
They're going to get into Greatsword, then they're going to be able to range him. Oh, nice jumps. Good job from Snowball to get away from that. Good play from him.
Very important.
Lost the contestation there. I mean,
look at him zip-zapping around, trying to loop back on towards Mansion as well, but Helseth is there, and it's not going to be as easy as that, Snowball.
They need to decap now. They've got to do it. And the thing is, you know, when we saw them versus Ranked Dragons with Mish, with the Oracle using that portal, we said, right, okay, so they've got the portals. We need to make, sorry, the Oracle has the portal.
Yeah.
What do? We defend 2 caps, cut them down into the map so they can't be as mobile with those portals, which seem to work well. Now they've pushed to a 3 cap strat, maybe forced more so by the team of Orange Logo, probably by Helseth. You know, it doesn't feel like they're just losing track of the game. They're not winning any of these fights now. They're losing everything, and it happened all with Alcor dying on that point over towards the windmill and Triffin coming in for the res. That was the pinnacle big change of the game. And that was really the push, maybe the force push of those mesmers to that point.
Yeah, it seems so. Also, just using the time warps in general to guarantee themselves kills almost is just lovely stuff. Once someone goes down, then use the time warp. Try and completely rip them up in the down state. Really cool stuff watching, you know, Frostball as well as Helseth kind of coordinate this.
It was so close, though. So close.
It was. And in the end, Orange Logo, they once again are claiming themselves a good dominant position here in Europe, as Argy is down once again here over towards the mansion. There's not much time left at all for them. This isn't like our previous map where you can just go for Lord and try and scramble yourself back that way. There is no huge point booster here, and 483 points as Orange Logo showing true strength here in game number 3.
Yeah, points will just tick over now as we've got 10 left for these guys. RG says the GG as well. They obviously know it's over. They knew it was over a while ago, I think, as well, but they still wanted to keep going. This experience of Vermilion, you're going to watch out for these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Watch out for them, because Pro League, they're going to be a big one. They're going to be a big team to watch for, because I'm really happy about that for those guys, especially having no Mesmer themselves.
Yeah, exactly. That's the very, very interesting thing. So congratulations there to Orange Logo, who are our champions here for the monthly final. But again, big kind of hand here to Vermilion, showing that they are very, very strong themselves and pushed Orange Logo in this current iteration to the very brink, to be honest.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, in that game, I mean, it was anyone's. They came back and they were almost able to take that. It was just, and that's what happens when you've got the edge against a team like that. With so much experience, you got to take it. You got to really, really grab it by the horns, you know. And one mistake, they will just punish you. And unfortunately, that's what maybe they did. Maybe Maybe it wasn't the mistake. Maybe it was more the tactical play of Orange Logo using that 2 Mesmer push. Can't take that away from them at all.
Was powerful. Was powerful, and not something that we see all too often.
No.
We can take a look at the brackets and complete exactly what has happened today. So once again, a big congratulations to Orange Logo, who only had to defeat themselves, the Solarius, as well as Vermilion through that path. Vermilion, though, down towards the bottom, had quite the run themselves, and we watched every single one of their games, and it was a privilege to do so. It was a very, very fun night of games.
Yeah, it's just been absolutely awesome. So thank you to them. Thank you to you.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone on Twitch as well. And
obviously, with the exclamation mark, Massive Bear Man, that's all important as well.
Thank you, Massive Bear Man.
And of course, don't forget, we will be having next month's Go4 coming along as well, so make sure to tune in for that. But then, of course, also, we have Heart of Thorns coming up very soon.
Oh my God, next week.
Oh my God, next week. We have, obviously, the Pro League coming up very soon.
Yeah.
Very, very soon.
So many things. We've got, I mean, it said on the blog post, mid-November. So, you know, we've got a month and a bit until something happens. Qualifiers and whatnot. And then we've also, you know, got, next week is just insane. We've got the expansion for Guild Wars 2, the first expansion since release, 3 years in. We've got it. We've got new specializations. This is all going to change.
It will.
We've all got a lot of work to do. It's going to be exciting times, that's for sure.
Yes, we do. We've got a lot of thorny dragons to kill, that's for sure. But for now, guys, that does it for us here from the studios for ESL in Cologne. A huge thank you for tuning in, and we shall see you next time for more Go4Guild Wars monthly action.